Welcome back to another series of lectures on textbook board of physics, Punjab textbook board, intermediate part 1. I will create a series of lectures on intermediate part 1 physics by chapter wise. So I will start chapter number 1 today, and you can find the upcoming videos in the same playlist. So this is the interface of chapter physics intermediate part 1. I will go through one by one the pages of this book. Like first one, the contents in this book. In Punjab textbook board there are 11 chapters, and we will cover these chapters one by one. I will be using guidebooks like or solution manuals for chapter exercise, short questions and numericals. Now I will move toward the chapter of this book. First chapter is measurements. These are the learning objectives which after learning students will be able to complement on these topics. Now I will start with this chapter, measurements. So first one, with the start of this chapter there is a first short question, that is natural philosophy. The textbook has written that ever since man has started to observe, think and reason, he has been wondering about the world around him. He tried to find ways to organize the disorder prevailing in the observed facts about the natural phenomena and material things in an ordinary manner. His attempts resulted in the birth of a single discipline of science called natural philosophy. So this is the short intro of natural philosophy, or you can say a short question related to the first paragraph of this chapter. So next one is the next short question is the classification of branches of physics. Here is written that to study this the classification there is two branches into which this philosophy has been divided. First one is the biological sciences that deals with the living things, and the other is physical sciences that is concerned with the non-living things. So there are two basically branches of biological sciences, not with physics. Physics has many other branches. So first one is the biological sciences that deal with the living things. The other is the physical sciences that concern with the non-living things, in which the scientific knowledge has been divided. Next, you can study physics can be divided into many other areas like mechanics, heat and thermodynamics, electromagnetism, optics related to vision, sound, hydrodynamics, special relativity, general relativity, quantum mechanics, atomic physics, molecular physics, nuclear physics, solid state physics, particle physics, superfluidity, plasma physics, magneto-hydrodynamics, and space physics. So these are the areas of the physics. This can be a short question. So next one is the introduction to physics. First short question of this paragraph and fourth question of this introduction is frontiers of science. What are the main frontiers of the science? So textbook says that at present time there are three main frontiers of fundamental science. This is an important MCQs. First one is the world is extremely large. First frontier is that world is extremely large. The universe itself, as we know, the universe is very vast and expanding. Radio telescopes gather now information from far side of the universe and have been recently detected as radio waves, the firelight of the Big Bang, which probably started off expanding universe nearly 20 billion years ago. Second frontier of science is that the world is extremely small, totally opposite to the first frontier that consists of nanoparticles like electrons, protons, neutrons, mesons, and others. Next one is the third frontier of science that world consists of complex matter, also the world of middle-sized things. Third frontier is that middle-sized things which from molecules at one extreme to the earth at the other. So there are three basically frontiers of science. First one is the world is extremely large, world is extremely small, and the world consists of middle-sized things. Now we will define physics, or we know what about the physics. According to definition, physics deals with the study of matter and energy and the relationship between them. This is the definition of the physics. You can define physics. Further, we can say that the study of physics involves investigating things such as laws of motion, structure, space and time, nature and type of forces that hold our different materials together, the interaction between different particles, the interaction of electromagnetic radiation with matter, and so on. So this is the further explanation or intro that in further researches and investigations and modifications are being done at the end of 19th century. There are some interdisciplinary areas of physics like astrophysics, biophysics, chemical physics, engineering physics, geophysics, medical physics, physical oceanography, physics of music. This can only be a short question. In the next paragraph, there is some explanation of content related to physics that particles are composed of matter with realistic mechanics which deals with the velocities approaching. Okay, next one is the importance of physics, that physics is the most fundamental of sciences and provide other branches of science basic principles and fundamental laws. We will be dealing with these basic principles and fundamentals in this book. This overlapping of physics with the other fields gave birth to new branches. These are fundamentals that the link of these other branches creates new field like physical chemistry, biophysics, physics, for example, physical development of technology and engineering. The next paragraph is that science and technology are the important. There will be another short question like that: importance of physics. Science and technology are the important force for changing the outlook of mankind. The information and media and fast means of communication have brought all parts of the world in close contact with one another. Events in one part of the world are immediately reverberate around the globe. So this is all because of the applications of the physics. We are living in an age of information technology. The computer network are products of chips developed from basic ideas of the physics. This is the important MCQs. The chips are made up of silicon. All the computer chips are made up of element silicon. Silicon can be obtained from sand. This is the another important MCQs. And all these are used in computers, chipboards. So this is the importance of physics along with important MCQs. Here is written that computer chips are made from a metallite silicon, a semiconductor. This is an important MCQs.